Everybody, Tom Stewart here. I'm with Liz Trotter. Our guests today are Troy Knight, Alvin Gehrig, and Aja Holiday. And our special guest today is Lily Lima, and this is Smart Business Moves. Wow,
Hey,
we got
y'all.
a full house
Hello.
today.
Yeah. You
We
know
are
what
all
this
here.
means? I can just kick back and don't have to work.
I forgot to make my popcorn.
I'm still trying to clean mine out of my teeth, so sorry, y'all.
So Lily and Aja and I were on a live stream a couple of hours ago. We were talking about the ISSA Residential Regional Event, the association formerly known as ARCSI. That is going to be in Rockville, Maryland, and Lillian's going to be hosting that. And that is going to be April 9, which is not that far away. But the other part that we didn't talk much about, but we want to really spend a little more time on, is this really fun thing that we're going to be doing after the MaidCentral live event, which is going to be April 10, 11, and 12. That's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And Lillian is going to be so gracious that she's going to be hosting us in that event as well.
Nice.
So we're going to spend a week with Lillian in Washington, D.C. I keep saying Washington. Is that okay? I mean, Rockville's kind of a suburb, right?
Yeah, it's okay. We are in Washington, D.C. Metro, so.
There you go.
Yeah. Do you guys kind of try to play the Washington, D.C. part down? That's something that you don't want people to know about?
No, this is pretty cool.
It
Yeah,
is
what?
cool.
Why? What's wrong with Washington, D.C.?
I don't know. It was the webinar that we did earlier said, hey, it's cherry blossom time. And the conversation, went in the direction of all the pollen in the air and all of the drugs they have to take to keep the cherries up. It's like, you guys realize that this really isn't making this sound very much fun. Come on now.
Oh, goodness.
I'm excited to go to DC.
I'm really excited. The most I've been in DC was flying through from one of our other live events in Charleston, and that was it. I had a 2-hour layover there.
So
I was at Lily's another event she had a month or so back, Lily, and it's going to be awesome. So the space is great, her staff is great, her office is great. She'll be able to take you on a tour of that, and so even if you don't make it into DC, there's still a lot to see right there at Lily's office.
I'm sad. I really wanted to go to this one. No.
It's never too late, Liz.
We might be able to squeeze you in if
I've got scale. I can't.
Oh.
Sorry, y'all. I wish I could. So what are you gonna do? Tell us what's going on.
Before we jump into that, I want to let Lily tell us a little bit about herself, how she got into the house cleaning business, a little bit about her company, and kind of the story. I mean, we all know you because you've been part of ARCSI, now known as ISSA Residential, for a long time. But how did you get into the house cleaning business?
Well, I used to clean houses before. I still do, right? So in other ways,
Okay.
organizing and managing schedules. So yes, I'm involved on that. But back then, I used to clean homes, and I literally went on my computer and said, how can I grow a cleaning business? And it showed up on Google, ARCSI convention on the following week on Florida. Guess what? I was flying to Florida the very next week, got someone to clean my homes. And that's where everything started. That was back in 2007. And then that's where I met Liz, Trotter, and everybody else. And the industry started learning from everyone. And then I love the community, and I had grown a lot. I was part of foundations for a couple of times. That's what I discovered about culture. And then a lot of things that I do at my company with culture, that's what I learned with Liz.
Mm-hmm.
So even the made money list, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, I love that. I did so much stuff at my company with that. So it was small steps, and really I built the business that fit my needs. So I don't spend much time in my business at all. Sometimes I am 1-2 months in Brazil. So it freed me up, learning so many things, but I love to be part of the events. I'm always traveling, and this is like my mini vacations. So I have a great staff that helps me here in the office. We have a very lean office. Just 2 people help us here. And then we have another one VA, and then I have an assistant, and that's about it. I come here like twice a week. I like to come here because I work a lot from home, but sometimes I'm bored. And then since I live just 5 minutes from here, like I like to say hi, and we can order pizza and talk about it. But it's really I owe a lot to ArtC and foundations and NCBF. I have been learning a lot through the years.
Yeah.
So so it's great. Yeah.
And really, how many people wouldn't love to be able to say, yeah, I go to work just because I'm bored?
Yeah.
Because we have so much
I think that's the
technology,
goal.
we need to get on a meeting. Everybody jumps on Zoom, right? And then I can see from home where we are, how much money we are making. And I'm in Brazil. I can answer the phone from there if I need to talk to someone, right? I can see who's working, who's not. And then back in December, we joined MaidCentral. So I was really worried about that, but Troy was like, Troy, I'm so afraid because I have been so long with another software. And then he was like, just think about it. Like if you are jumping like in a cold swimming pool, like on winter time, and then you're going to freeze, right? And then it's going to start feeling okay. So we are on the process that everybody's like, oh, we are not dead, right? We're still alive. So
You didn't freeze
we are
to death.
enjoying, and my team, it's like they really are seeing the benefits already. So I think that's another part now of us that's gonna grow. And I was happy until now with where we were all these years. And then I think now with the system we have, we are ready to grow more. So yeah. But we have a cool office. We have Troy, you saw here, right?
Oh yeah, her office is unbelievable.
It's cool. It's nice. We love to get people over, and it's like it's a welcoming place. Not that large office. These days, we believe that we don't need that anymore to be paying for those square footage that we don't need it. But it's very functional. We use every inch that we have. So, but it's nice. And Liz, you have to come over.
I know.
You're gonna see so much of you here.
Gosh, I know. I'm like, can you walk like through with the phone? I want to see your office.
Well, if she walks through with the phone, when she shows you her supply room, where all of her supplies, it is the most organized place I have ever seen. I mean, everything's in a container, everything's got a label, everything's tagged, everything is just total organization, no chaos at all.
Do you use Orcascan, Lily?
No, I use Shortly.
Shortly?
Yeah.
I don't know that one. So every time I see really good office, supply areas, they're always with
Orca.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look up this other one.
I like that one. It sends us messages when we need to refill something, to order stuff.
Yeah.
And you can just go there and scan and add things or subtract items from the supply item. But yeah, I like very neat and organized. My brain won't function if I have a disorganized office. So
weird that you own a cleaning service. That makes no sense at all. Odd. I don't know why you would have those personality traits.
That's why I had to stop to clean, right? Because I was too perfect.
And all the organizing, and now you're doing organizing.
One fun fact about it is like one day I was cleaning, and I was a full-time housekeeper for this family in DC, and they came and said, "Hey, Lily, you are very smart, very intelligent. Just to be our housekeeper, you have to do something else with your life. You have to go to school." And, but I didn't have any money to go to school. I actually tried, but I was like, I like to clean houses better. The money's like, can come in faster. So that's how I started I was like, oh, really? So can I ask the neighbors if I can clean their homes? Yes, go for it. The sky is the limit. You got to America with no English, and then look where you are, and then you can do anything. Believe in yourself. So that's what I did. So it's their fault.
So when you came to the United States, you didn't speak English at all?
Well, very basic.
Wow.
Very basic, because back there we go to school to learn English, right? But when we get here, we find out that we don't know anything.
Right. It's not the same.
It's a shock. Yeah. After 6 months, that's when I started like, oh, it's sinking in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I came as an au pair. And after the program, I started cleaning homes. So,
That's
and then
awesome.
started working for this family. And then we still have her as a client after 22 years. So she was the first client of Skilled Maids. So my office better knows her name, because when she calls here, like, oh, who is this? Like, excuse me? I'm the first client of the Skilled Maids.
Yeah.
You better know me.
How do
So
you
it's
not
pretty
know
fun.
Oh,
So,
that's
That
awesome.
is-
very
that is
proud
awesome.
to have a long living the American dream.
Well, we look forward to spending the week with you here in a few weeks. And while we're there, Liz, we'll do a live stream and we'll take
thank
you a
you.
tour. We'll show you the supply room.
That'd be awesome. Oh, well, spell the name of your supply management, Lily. What is it? Shortly?
Shortly.
SHORTLY.
Yes.
Okay. It's just too easy. All right.
Like, you're gonna get it shortly. You can get it.
know.
You're gonna get it
Yeah.
shortly. I don't know what other phrases you use
What do you
shortly
want?
in.
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really. Yeah.
I'll
it's
be there
perfect.
shortly.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. All right.
I mean, yeah. Your stuff will be there shortly.
Yeah, same thing.
Unless you live in Olympia, and then
You got
It's gonna
3
take
days.
at least 3 days.
Days.
that's right. All right.
So for those who don't know, Troy, Alvin, and Aja, and I all are on the MaidCentral team. If you've ever done a demo on MaidCentral, you've probably know Troy. You've met Troy there. Alvin leads our support team. So if you're using MaidCentral and need help, Alvin and his team are the ones who make that happen. And Aja has worn a bunch of hats. She's got a diverse set of skills, but she's recently moved into a role that is focusing on training and education, which is really going to be important for MaidCentral moving forward. We do a lot, and we just feel we know for a fact that there's the more people understand about professional management practices and all of the things that you can do in your cleaning business, not just to book a job, clean a house, and throw some money in the bank and keep your fingers crossed that it all works out, but also using all of the data that you can collect to professionally manage your business, that you can do a lot more. You can go beyond cleaning homes to actually, making things happen in your business that you want it to do to create value. Aja's going to be leading that effort for us, and I really say for the industry, in terms of helping us all improve the outcomes that we're getting in our business. Which kind of gets us to the thing that we're going to be doing at Lily's office the 10th, 11th, and 12th in April. We're going to be doing an event that's called MaidCentral Live. I went back and checked. This is the 10th time we've done this event.
Wow.
Wow.
Dang.
No.
We've got it down. We can do it in our sleep now, right?
Our eyes closed. One hand tied behind us.
I think it changes every time, so I at least need one eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's different now. It's longer. It's 3 days now. For people who came in the beginning, why don't you talk a little bit about how things have changed and why it might be of value to people that came like to the first or the second one?
Yeah, I can definitely speak a little bit to that. I usually say, like, we've never actually done this event 2 times in a row, or twice ever before, because it changes every single time we do this. We do something different. We take the feedback into it. So originally it was a 2-day event. It was held at the Castle Keeper's office, which was kind of cool, but it was very interesting because it was shortly after, COVID had really changed a lot of how cleaning businesses were run. And so it was kind of this hybrid of how things used to be run and how things are run now. And so it was really interesting to kind of bring people forward into how you can run business, how you can use MaidCentral to run your business now, really going into the details about MaidCentral with MaidCentral partners. And then over time, we realized that, we're really talking a lot about just business operations in general. And yes, MaidCentral is here to make a lot of those operations easier or even do some of them for you. But this is also useful for anybody in the cleaning industry. And so we started to invite other people that weren't just partners. And then the more we invited some of those, the more feedback we got. We need more time. We need more days. We need more workshops. We need more hands-on learning time. And so we did our first roadshow event in October, and that was a 2-day event. That was our last 2-day event, and that was the biggest one that we realized, okay, if we're really going to take this one on the road, we're going to get a lot of different types of people and companies, not just MaidCentral partners, attending these events. We're absolutely going to need that extra day. So we did our first 3-day event in January this year in Phoenix, and that was lovely. That was our first time doing 3 days, and we all left that one being like, yep, we needed that 3rd day. That was the right decision to make. That feels really great. Let's do it again in 3 months. So we've been adding to it every time. Now we have a lot more workshops where every major session that we do, we have a portion of it broken out to get into the system, whether you're a MaidCentral partner or not. We give people who aren't partners access to a test environment to try things out themselves and kind of get an idea of what data or information we're using and maybe how to apply it to how they're running their businesses, or helping them make the decision if it's time for a new software for them, to really get the information that they need to make these valuable changes that we're talking about at the live events.
So it sounds like you guys are really pushy. Right?
Oh yeah, so pushy. The pushiest.
I have to bring that up because whenever you go to somebody's event, everybody's afraid that they're just going to be pushed and sold, and it's just going to be a whole big selling event. But I mean, speak.
Yeah, I can touch on.
Actually,
that.
Lily might be able to speak on that a little bit too, because she was a prospect that came to a live event.
Yeah, that's how Lily became
a member.
partner.
Yeah, I just went as a curiosity to learn about it, and then they're not pushy. So everybody that comes and it's not a member yet, they are not, but they're gonna involve you so much on everything that the software is about. And even if I did not sign in for the program, I brought so much information home. It was like it's like so many things that I could come and improve. So it's really priceless. Just the information. It's like a diving. Totally. So
I love it.
And then they didn't push it.
Yeah.
Right. But now, watch out. I'm going to be making sure that everyone's
signing
up.
She's like, they won't push you, but I will. Be prepared.
I think that's a good point you bring up, though, Liz, because a lot of folks think about MaidCentral and think about a software, and a program to schedule jobs and put teams on jobs, invoice. A lot of companies, a lot of software can do that. But I think Aja and her being in this new role really speaks a lot to what we're trying to do as far as a company, and that is be a resource to people if they're using MaidCentral or not, because I talk to a lot of different cleaning companies, and I share MaidCentral with them, and really the approach is more of a conversation. And if it's right, it's going to work. And if it's not right, well, maybe one day it will, And there's a lot of things you can take away, I believe, from these events, a lot of resources we have. And if you're a partner or not, we just want people to use us as a resource, and let's help them grow their business. And when the time is right, if MaidCentral is their solution, we're going to be there. But if not, we're still there to help them grow their business and become more profitable.
But the idea is that what you're teaching and what you're helping people with, these ideas are always right. It's not that these ideas aren't right. MaidCentral, you might not be ready for MaidCentral today, but you need to be ready for these ideas today, right? Because
yeah, I think it's those ideas, and I think it's what even Aja was talking about when she went to the first MCA event we had in Charleston, and how you used to run a cleaning company, how you're running a cleaning company now, things you need to change. Technology's changing, the industry's changing. We want you to stay up with those changes. Earlier, Tom even mentioned how you used to schedule jobs and clean homes, and at the end of the day, kind of cross your fingers and hope there was enough money left over for the owner. You don't have to live in the world of just hoping that there's money left over. There are things you can do. There's tools we have. Here's an example of what we do at one of the events. If I can share real quick, if I can share something here. We have, a lot of information. We have a lot of calculators. We have, a core KPI calculator.
Are you trying to share your screen?
Yeah, I thought I had it shared there. Let me see if I've got. Let's see here.
This is the stuff that you're talking about, right, Troy? Where whether you're using MaidCentral or not, this is the how to do the things with these other tools, the calculator. So you get the tools that you can still do everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to. So can you see this now, Tom?
Yeah.
So for an example, like anyone, if you're a MaidCentral partner or not, you can go to corekpi.maidcentral.com. We have several calculators. One of the things we're going to do is as part of MCA Live, you're going to look at a lot of core KPIs. We're going to show you and talk to you about the ones you want to increase, those numbers you want to get bigger, the ones you want to drive down. And really what we're trying to do is focus on profit. What's your current plan? What could your new plan be? What could that profit look like? One of the things that we really, I feel are passionate about is shifting that mindset to a profit-based mindset when it comes to running a business. Many of us can remember used to go and you would have meetings and meet with business owners, and it would be around how many clients do you have? Oh, I've got X number of clients. And then as you mature in your business and the business is mature, the conversation shifts to, how much revenue do you have? Oh, I'm $1 million cleaning company, Well, the next step in that evolution, we believe, is around profit. And, that's one of the things we're focused on, is using that data, using that information to be more profitable. So in this quick example, you can look at how many homes you have, how many cleanings you have per month, your bill rates. And one of the things business owners are a little hesitant to do is raise prices or increase rates. Well, in this example, just real quick, if we were to increase rates, 5%, we could generate an extra $500 in gross profit. Now, if we're already profitable and all of our fixed expenses are covered and, we're paying allowed hours or hourly rate, that's going to drop right to the bottom line. So we could go from $1,000 net profit a month to $500 if we raise those rates a little. But then people are scared, right, Liz? What's going to happen? I'm going to lose clients. Well, we have a calculator here that, what if you lost 5% of your homes when you raise those prices? You're still going to see an increase in gross profit. And again, it's being able to see this and being able to have examples and being able to forecast and predict, so that we, one, make the best decisions, and two, that we can drive that profit, because we can clean a lot of homes and not make any money, and that's really not what we want.
So Troy, what you're showing us here is a free tool available to anybody who wants to sign up for it.
Yeah, you just go to here's our website. If you go to the MaidCentral.com website, there's a link you can sign up. But you create an account and you have access to that. You can run your own analysis, your own what ifs, increasing customer rates, or if you have a 50% payroll to revenue, and if you can just increase that 5%, get that down to 45, you can see how much extra gross profit you're able to have. And then if you have a lot of, KPIs and you're tracking a lot of data, there's other tools here that other calculators that you can use. And, we're doing this because we really want people to, we want other business owners to really start focusing on profits. How can you make more money and get paid what you should as a business owner? We take a lot of risk. We put in a lot of hours. And, we also need to do that so we can sustain our businesses. Things get more competitive. And so really we have a software, we generate a lot of data, and we want to help business owners use that data, whether they're on MaidCentral or not, to make more money.
All right. So to be clear, anybody can go to corekpi.maidcentral.com. Do they have to put a credit card in there to be able to get access?
No. What they do is they just create an account. They enter their email, they create a password, and then they have access to a dashboard that they're going to be able to use our growth forecasting tool. They're going to be able to look at the rate increases, the payroll, lower payroll to revenue, lower customer turnover. It's no cost. It's free tool. And what we would really like is business owners just to use it, see how they can use it, and try to drive improvement in their company.
And there are other tools that we're adding to that. In the next week or two, we're going to have a tool that will show you how to do the math to transition from hourly pay to some type of performance pay system. People always want to know, well, what percentage do I pay, or how much do I pay per allowed hour? Well, we've got a tool that'll be going in there that will show you how to do the math. How it'll do it for you, basically.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so valuable.
One of my favorite things about those tools too is just like the profit planning tool has, 5 or 6 KPIs on there, Troy?
Yeah, there's like 5 KPIs on there.
And then, so you can start with that. If you really haven't been tracking your KPIs before, that's a really good place to start. You can look at those 5 or 6, start seeing what improvements on those numbers would look like. And when you get into the groove of it, you can kind of move forward to some of the other tools like the growth comparison or the growth forecaster, which uses all 12 of our core KPIs, and takes a little bit more work, but once you get into the habit of it, adding a couple of KPIs, over time can be helpful. But I think it's really cool that you can use it at any level. You can use the profit planning tool, when you're able to just start dipping your toes into some professional management processes. And then when you really, figure out how to get some strategic planning going for yourselves, and you're like, all right, we feel good about these ones. What else can we do? Oh, look, there's 2 more tools you can use. And by then there might even be more than that because we're still adding to it. So there's a lot of really cool things on there. I really love that core KPI site.
One of the things I really love about what you guys are doing right now is you're doing this thing really, really differently. You're trying to teach people, help people, support people as they build real businesses. Everybody else is helping them build cleaning businesses. And that's a different thing, right? We're not talking about just cleaning some stuff. We're talking about skills to teach you how to run a true business. Those skills transfer, y'all. Those skills go everywhere.
Segueing into transferable skills. I think a great opportunity is also meeting people who aren't necessarily cleaning business owners, aren't necessarily business owners as a whole, where you have people like me who I've never ran a business. I don't really have a major interest in running a business. I come from a strictly kind of technical background. I used to be a welder and I didn't want to do that. So I went back to school, and I've grown up around computers. And a big part of what I get to do at MaidCentral Academy is teach people about technology. I am just absolutely, I get to spend all of my day doing what I love, and that's sitting behind a computer screen. And I get to research all of the cool new things coming out, and I get to fill people in on those. So I know you guys are busy running businesses and you guys have employees. I don't have those things. I get to sit and read all the articles on the new AI updates, and I get to understand coding and how software works a little bit better. And I get to bring in kind of my knowledge from the outside of technology and teach you guys how to utilize it inside your business. And I can give some examples of that even you guys can take away today and you can use to update your emails, even save time on document writing, maybe training processes. We're doing a lot of updating on training. I'm not just handwriting 10,000 word documents on training. I'm using artificial intelligence to help me put outlines out there, and then I'm filling in the blanks with my knowledge. So big things to utilize here when you're utilizing AI is everyone will probably tell you the hardest thing to do is start a project, and starting is always the hardest thing. Where do I start? What is this going to look like? Now, I think ChatGPT, Google Gemini, formerly known as Bard, there's a ton of different AI out there that you can use, and you should be using these things as starting points. And I talk heavily about this and love to talk about these things to a point where you can have, I don't know HTML. I'm not a software programmer or a programmer, but I can have ChatGPT build me HTML forms for my email and just the simple typing of things. With some examples here.
Are you gonna share your screen and show us something?
Yes, okay. I am. So cool. Let me make sure I have everything set up here.
While Alvin's pulling that up, one of the things we also are doing, and oftentimes I think it may be a little fearful, but we're talking about technology and we're talking about data and we're talking about HTML and AI and things like that. And the reason we're doing that is not to scare folks, but it's really just to help people learn that there's a lot out there and there's a lot of resources out there. And if we can help provide those, that's what we want to do. And, Alvin's got some pretty cool stuff here. He's going to show us.
So, this obviously gets really deep, and I'm not going to. I could, of course, have my own little podcast about this stuff, I'm sure, but that's a topic for a different day. I just want to talk about HTML and typical forms that you see, whether it be in emails, the forms that you're being sent, the forms that you're sending, whether it be emails, texts, anything. So campaigns that you're running, most of those campaigns are running off of a standard form that you see at the bottom here, which is an HTML form that just runs off of a specific type of code. And you can have absolutely no knowledge of this, and you don't need to have any knowledge of this to utilize these forms in more of a aspect than what you see here. Adding images, inserting emojis, stuff like this is all very simple stuff that most of us know from just using our phones. We can utilize ChatGPT to build layers. We can utilize ChatGPT to improve the visual aspects by just letting it know what we want. So I can ask ChatGPT in simple things like, I just want an HTML form that has checkboxes. I can ask ChatGPT to build me, I need a 16 checklist format in HTML, and it's just going to easily spit that out. I can copy that. I can copy it once it's done. I can insert it into my template or any template. And this is not just going to work in MaidCentral. These are going to work in Gmail. These are going to work in Google Docs. These are going to work in Microsoft Word. This extends so far where I've now just built a checklist. I've had AI start me off, and then now I can edit these things. I want this to be, clean X or clean Y. this is just the basics. I'm going to input kind of a more difficult prompt. And what I'm going to say is, maybe I need a scorecard. I really want to start monitoring how my customers feel about our cleans, and I have no idea, but I want it to be pretty. I can give it some of my branding. For example, I'm going to let it know that I run a cleaning business and my branding is A+ cleaning. I want to build a scorecard that gives us ratings from A+ to F, because we're A+ cleaning, no different than the American school system grades papers. And I want each of these things to be in their own cells. And I want it to be a rainbow scheme from top to bottom. And then at the end, I'm going to let it know I want this to be in HTML. I have not done anything complex. I'm essentially asking questions, something that most people here probably could ask me. Hey, this is what I want it to look like. This is what I want it to be. This is my branding. I've even added a nice little, at the top, throw on a quirky fun school bus pun for me. So hopefully ChatGPT can come up with something funny for me. And it's going to say, yeah, no problem. And it's going to spit out this giant piece of HTML. I don't even need to know what this means, what this is doing. All I need to know is that I can come to the top once it's done generating, which I need to give it a second here. I can copy this code. And again, on any HTML form, this is not just in MaidCentral, there will be source codes in which I can take that source code and paste it. I just accidentally copied though. Save it, and it's going to give me this beautifully beginning area where it's now created cells. It's now give me my color formatting. Building this or having someone to teach you to build this is hours and hours of work, knowing how to create breaks, knowing how to divide class headers. You don't have to do any of this anymore. You can just tell ChatGPT, this is what I want. And say we don't like something. Oh, I don't like the color scale. Can we remove the rainbow color scale? And ChatGPT, of course. And then I can just copy this and paste. We can build email headers, email footers. You can build, you can have ChatGPT pre-build you templates, pre-build you Word documents. Maybe I have, a 6-topic discussion over cleaning businesses. Can you outline a document for me? And then I'm going to start off on this document. I'm going to paste it to my Word document, and I'm going to remove and change what I don't like. So I think the main topic here is there's so much that can be done out technology, and you guys maybe are missing this because you guys are busy running cleaning industries, and I'm sitting in the background learning this. So I think at MaidCentral Live, there's also office staff. I think Tom has office staff. Lily, I bet Lily has office staff that has done things in MaidCentral that they can share with you as business owners or your office staff as well. And it just is this great expansive knowledge base of not just business owners, but there's tech savvy people and there's super friendly people and there's customer service people. So there's just a ton you can do and a ton you can learn, I think, from going to these events with just a ton of different people. That's what I've taken away from it. I was like, I know nothing about the cleaning industry. I still feel like I don't, but I do still feel like there's so much value that can be provided from third-party sources.
You know more than you're giving yourself credit for. But the point is, we're going to spend time in DC when we're doing this in April, and you're going to show us more neat tricks like this and how to use it in MaidCentral or how to use it in Google Forms or whatever platform you're using. It transcends the tech stack, really.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is cool.
It's a shame that you aren't able to generate any passion for what you do, Alvin.
You really need to find something you enjoy doing, Alvin.
Oh yes. Okay.
Oh, you look so excited. I'm like, oh man, this is good.
Yes. This is all my wheelhouse. I love getting to do this stuff. I've had a computer in, both of my parents are software engineers. I've had computers in my hands since the day I was born, pretty much. So I just thrive on this sort of stuff.
Yeah, opposite of me. Opposite. I need one of you sitting right next to me.
Like the little clip the little paper clip from the old
Oh,
Word
yeah.
documents.
That's
We just
neat.
did a little
Clippy.
mini Alvin Clippy, a little Alvin Clippy over there.
But truly, the point is with the AI tools that are out there, it's really in your own hands at this point. It doesn't take a whole lot to learn how to do what Alvin just showed us.
And that's just the surface. It goes all the way into AI sales or AI customer support on your websites. These things are no longer unreachable, or you don't need an expert anymore to dive into these topics. You can have ChatGPT build you a website now. You don't have to find some specific developer to build an element that matches your branding. It's just so powerful.
And it also gives you we're in the instant gratification era. So being able to have an idea pop up in your mind at 8:00 at night, and sure, you could send off a message to your developer, or you could start throwing some things at ChatGPT and getting it started on your own. I think that's really cool. It gives us a lot of freedom to learn new skills, but we're also just refining our ability to communicate with people who do have those skills. So sometimes it's hard to make that translation from what you're doing in an operational side to what somebody's doing for you on a technical side, and making that communication match up can be really difficult. And I think beyond even just the next step towards that of how do I communicate this to somebody who understands what this means, and I just know what I want it to look like, or kind of some base elements of it. How do I communicate this with somebody who is really technologically advanced and knows what they're doing, but needs to see my vision in some way? This gives you that stepping stone to really help solidify a really cool visual or working format in your messaging.
Ajo, you want to take a moment maybe and share something else we'll be doing?
Yeah, so I talk a lot at MCA Live, so it's been very interesting to get, almost all the way through this Smart Business Moves and not have to talk about too much yet. So this is really funny, but MCA Lives are always, I have a lot of different sessions that I like to do. My favorite one is on production planning and scheduling. It's scheduling, dispatch, and production planning. Longest title of any of our sessions, but it needs to be. It's covering a lot of things, but that's something that I'm really passionate about. A little background from me, I worked in a residential cleaning service for a while, and the last thing that I gave up when I was leaving that company was scheduling, because I love it so much. I'm very passionate about it, and something that I like to talk about in our live events that I think kind of changes the dynamic a little bit. I see it every time that we start to talk about it, is consistency. And I know that word gets thrown around all the time as something that people are trying to obtain, but they don't really know why sometimes. For a lot of people, a lot of business owners, when they hear consistency, they think about the customer. They think about, we want consistency so our customer has the same quality, has the same person, so our customers are happy, so they give us good feedback. It's for the customer side. And I really like to bring up the point that, honestly, the biggest thing about consistency is for your technicians more than anything. Your technicians really crave it. Our working force right now, just kind of a funny thing, are millennials or Gen Z, and we are an anxious group of generations. So the more that we can, hi, Alvin and I both over here, hello, anxiety has entered the chat. So a lot of our employees and technicians and cleaning technicians are also really high anxiety. It's just a generational thing at this point. And the more that they can kind of predict their days, build relationship with their clients, get to know their pets, their families, their routines and stuff like that, the better they are at their job. And the more they like their job. And when you really focus on your technicians and allow them space to focus on your customers, you don't have to communicate with your customers nearly as much anymore. There's a lot less complaints. There's a lot less, needing to go over their technician's head because they've built a relationship with them. And this comes into the scheduling side, because sometimes the first thing that goes out the window when things get tough, or if you're, using Liz's terms, if you're in a whirlwind, one of the first things that kind of goes out the window is that consistency. It's just, oh, we just got to get it on there. We got to get it here. We got to move things around. We got to make it work. And when you kind of remove that priority from your brain, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot a bit. If you leave that, if consistency is your top priority, whether you advertise it or not, your customers crave it, your technicians absolutely need it, and your service will be better just by having it. There's a lot of really positive benefits that you can get from having consistency as your top priority when you're in whirlwind mode, when you are feeling like things are tough and crunchy and there's a lot more room for error that we just do as humans. The more that we really pay attention to things that we can control and keeping the same technician, seeing the same home, as long as that technician is available and never removing that spot, it kind of makes that decision easier to make. If you reduce the amount of options that you have to fix that solution, the options that are left over are the options that actually get you the best results. So that's one of the topics that I like to talk about. But scheduling, I really bring that together with mapping, how to get from point A to point B, and make sure that anybody can do scheduling without knowing your service area. That's a huge one. Salespeople are sometimes our highest turnover office staff. They tend to be flighty personalities. So that we see that a lot in having to train somebody new about our service location. But if you really utilize technology and mapping out your home zones and understanding where your zip codes are located and using technology and colors together, you can get a lot of really positive results towards consistency, as well as towards efficiency as a secondary layer. And yeah, I think it's just kind of a mindset shift sometimes in this conversation at the live events, is that efficiency comes up as the big thing that we want to talk about. Scheduling efficiency, routing efficiency, cleaning efficiency, that turns into like that big priority topic. And really, I think it's consistency that, brings out the best in our businesses, in also towards efficiency. And so I'm always excited to talk about that one. It's my bread and butter topic of conversation for sure.
So you're whipping out a lot of terms here, like consistency and efficiency. And I don't know if I heard productivity in there or not, but
I don't think I did.
Could you explain what are the definitions of these things? They sound important.
Yeah. So consistency would be, in the terms that we use for MaidCentral, are same team, staying the same home. You can have consistency in team, in schedule, in arriving during arrival times, times that you said that you were going to arrive, were you consistent in actually arriving during that time? And then also quality consistency. Are you able to have consistency from clean to clean, technician to technician, and having that same level of quality in the homes that you're servicing? For efficiency, we're looking at how much, there's lots of levels of efficiency as well. So we've got, from the bottom level, we've got our technician efficiency. How well is their time used compared to the time that they're scheduled for? So in MaidCentral, we've got efficiency as a calculation of, how much time are they in job compared to how much time were they on the clock. This changes based off of your team sizes. If you have a smaller team size, you actually get more efficiency because there's more time in job than there is off job. While still being on the clock, we usually see closer to about a 90% efficiency. Throwing out some numbers here, but this is what we talk about at the live events too, is really going into what these numbers are. And then for teams, we'll usually see about a 70 to 80% efficiency.
So Aja, when you say 90% efficiency, another way, I guess, would be to look at it. If you're a solo or a single team with a 90% efficiency, 90% of your day you're cleaning, the other 10% is non-cleaning.
Exactly. Non-productive. Yep.
Yeah. If you're in that team with 75 or 80, 75% of your day you're cleaning versus the other 25 non.
And kind of a simple illustration of this to kind of help people understand that jump is if you're looking at a single technician cleaning for the day, they're going from one house and probably a second house, and they usually won't have another house after that. So they really only scheduled time that they're not in job is that one drive. Now, if you have 2 people on a team, those 2 houses usually turns into about 4 is pretty average of what we'll see a team of 2 cleaning. And with 4 houses, that's actually 3 drives. So you triple, right? Because you're taking that 1 drive and turning it into 3, you're tripling the time that they are getting paid, but not doing productive work. So it's very interesting. Even if you had the same 4 houses cleaned by the same 2 technicians, but one cleaned alone or they both cleaned alone, you'll get the same amount of work completed, but your technicians will work less. They will be able to get the same amount of work completed with less hours on the clock. So there's just a lot of really cool connections that we can get with all of these things interacting together. Not only will those 2 houses, if they get cleaned by each single technician alone, see those same people over time, they'll get faster in it. They work less. There's so many really cool things that you can get when you start talking about, when you start using math. Weird.
You say that and you start scaring people.
I know.
But we break it down. We break it down to the simplest points.
And my favorite thing, I love math, but I also love breaking it down to terms that people can really understand. That's kind of my favorite thing to do, is bringing it down to level that, it makes sense. And Tamika asked here, are you saying solo cleaning is better? Depends on what you're asking. Better for product or for efficiency? Typically, we would probably say yes. They're by just base scheduling standards, they are more efficient in scheduling. Is it better for quality? Potentially. We haven't talked about that one too much, but it could be. Is it better at lots of things? There's lots of things we can ask that about. So
if you've got customers who say work in their home or are in the home while you're there and they want you to get in and out as quick as possible, it's not better, because you're going to get out faster with 4 people.
Exactly. So there's lots of ways to ask that or to answer that question. In terms of efficiency, yes. In terms of what your customers might need or specific expectations they have from your company in terms of how long you're in their home, probably not. They might not be the best option if your customers are expecting them to be in and out really fast. So there's a balancing act there for sure.
Well, we will make that easy to digest. So don't let the math scare you. And there's a lot of wonderful tools out there that help with that too. It's more about understanding the concept than it is doing the arithmetic.
Absolutely.
We've been at this for almost an hour.
Time flies.
Where did the time go?
Is Liz frozen looking at her phone, or is that just me?
I don't know. She might. She does that sometimes. So, what I want to do is to let everybody know that if you're interested in joining us up at Lily Ann's place here on April 10, 11, and 12 to really do a deep dive on these topics and a lot more, you can go to MaidCentral.Academy for more information and to sign up. I'll drop the link to that in chat. On the 9th, day before that, is the regional event, and Lillian is also graciously hosting that as well. So if you want to spend a week with us, you can sign up for that event, and I'll drop the link to that in chat. And I guess we did lose Liz, didn't we? And we're doing foundations starting next week. You're going to be coming into town with us, right, Aja?
Yep, I'll be there on Saturday.
Yeah, so Aja's going to be helping us with this first time. This is Foundations 13. I'm sharing this with you. It's sold out, but I'm pretty sure it's sold out. If you really, really want to go, it's probably too late. But check with Liz. You never know. She might pull a rabbit out of her hat. I know that she's also has reserved the mansion for 2025, and she's taking early registrations for that. I don't know where the link is, but if you're interested, hit Liz up. And I just got an instant message from her saying she has no clue what happened. So
Well,
she's
since
okay. Don't
Amy,
worry about her. This isn't like the time that she locked herself in the car and we thought we were going to have to call EMS because the heat was getting to her. It was so hot. She was in her car on her phone doing smart business moves. It was so hot that her phone overheated and stopped working.
Oh my gosh.
We were worried about her. We were thinking about trying to call EMS to come out and break her windows out or something, but she was okay. I digress. Liz is also doing an event in Corolla, North Carolina, a beautiful place on the Outer Banks. This is Foundation Scale. It's kind of an extension of Foundations. This is April 14 through 21. I'll drop the link in there too, because I do think she said she had maybe 2 rooms left the last time I talked to her. They will go. So if you're interested, I would not procrastinate on that. Whew. I want to, Lillian, thank you for joining us. You've done double duty on your live streams today.
Yeah, right? It was fun.
This is
And I can't wait to see everyone here. Come 2 days earlier, enjoy DC, enjoy the cherry blossom.
Don't let the pollen scare you. It's no big deal.
I'm so excited. I really hope the cherry blossoms are still there when we're there, because I really, really, really want to see that. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was checking the calendar. It's gonna be the week of the MaidCentral Live. That's the week that it's scheduled for it to be all blooming in DC. So I would come a day earlier just to enjoy.
Yeah,
I'm getting a little teary-eyed. I'm so excited. Woo!
And then we can go for lunch. I can join you guys. So let me know. I'll be available for the whole week.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Liz, we were worried about you. It was like the time that you got stuck in the car and it got so hot your phone overheated.
And then I disconnected. I have no idea why I disconnected. No idea. Yeah.
Well,
that's a good question. We do. Dawn has a good question. If you guys have that answer.
Okay.
She wants to know the best place to stay. Do you guys have connections yet?
We don't have anything. We had a couple of suggestions for the Hilton Garden Inn in Rockville and the Sheraton Rockville are both close to the office. We don't have any group deals with this one, at least not right now, but hey, maybe something might change before then, but probably not. So our suggestions right now are the Hilton Garden Inn Rockville and the Sheraton Rockville are the 2 that we've been suggesting.
And it's
Will
really
anything be in Charleston anytime soon? I guess it's all relative as to when the soon is. I'm sure it will. We're still figuring out our schedule for the rest of the year, and the honest answer is we don't know, but we know we'll be doing it again, and we're going to be doing some smaller events as well on the road. Not the full 3-day event, but we're going to be we're in Chicago in June as part of an ARCSI regional event. We've got a 1-day program that we're doing there, and we'll probably be doing that one a couple more times this year as well. But we'll keep you posted, Don. We'll keep you posted. We might pull off one of those in Charleston before the end of the year. We just don't know yet. We got to make it through April 1st.
Very excited to see you next week, Don.
Yeah, you're going to be at Foundations, aren't you? That's going to be awesome. Hey, we are at the top of the hour. Liz, we're going to be doing Foundations next week, right? And she's frozen. That was a softball. I know the answer without her. The answer is yes. So we will not be doing smart business moves next week, but check us out. We might do a replay from an older one, but we'll be back live the following Wednesday, which will be when? The 27th at 5 o'clock Eastern. Till then, y'all take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
See ya.